up, everybody? We're gonna get started in a bit. Like being late. Okay, what's up, everybody? GM. Welcome back to, let me update this, episode 5. Can I edit the title? No. Episode 5 of Skylark Campfire, our weekly updates, what's going on in the Skylark ecosystem. This is your boy, Just Cheese, Joe Lewis, founder of Skylark. Skylark is an on-chain engagement platform for brands, communities, creators to engage their audience with gamified quests. What's up, Nova? Hey, everybody, I want to meet Nova. Nova is the dog. She's trying to say hi to y'all. She's trying to say hi. Nova, you asked to be on the show today. Say hi.
I heard heavy breathing, and then I see a dog. I didn't know what was going on. That's crazy.
Oh.
I just saw a black screen and heavy breathing, and I heard heavy breathing. I was like,
Oh, well, it's Nova.
Nova. Hey, baby.
Okay. You get that. So, as I was introing everybody, this is episode 5 of Skylark Campfire, and we got a guest. Welcome back, Layla.
Hey.
Want to introduce yourself to everybody? again?
Not really. Hey everyone. I'm Layla. You can check me out at Layla's herself at the bottom of the screen and
Is that on X or on Instagram?
everywhere. Everywhere.
Okay, okay, you
Um,
heard it, guys. You can check her out at Layla herself. Layla's
Layla's herself.
herself at
Someone
I
said to
on
me someone
huh?
said to me that my name was really meta. I was like, is it? I was like, I guess. I guess that's meta. When
Why?
did when did meta become a thing? I didn't really understand like when people were like, oh, that's so meta. It kind of died off though.
I think it was thinking. I remember it was definitely a thing during the pandemic,
Yeah.
but then now it's a meta is especially in crypto. Like that's a new meta. Like that's a new trend.
Oh, it's trend. Okay, like
Yeah.
okay. I thought meta was like, oh, like that's so like the future. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't get it. When
And
people say
during
it,
the pandemic, it was used like that. I think during the pandemic, it was used like that.
yeah.
Nowadays, I only know about it in the context of crypto.
I don't know why when you said that, it also made me think about uh I don't know if you saw years ago though in South Korea, they were trying to have their banks in the metaverse so people could go to the bank in the metaverse and like get their like funds and everything. Um
Yeah,
you saying
yeah, for
about that?
sure. Yeah, I did. I mean, that 2020 was a wild time because of obvious reasons. But American Express was Visa was piloting something where you could go inside the metaverse and uh, use your Visa card.
Yeah.
And then also, who else? Not American Express, Visa and Capital One was also trying to pilot something as well.
I didn't know about that. I thought it was just happening in South Korea.
I
Like,
think I think it makes. I mean, I'm not saying it makes sense, but if you look at what's happening now, with like we talk about this of ABC, which by the way we won the Atlanta Blockchain Center, Atlanta ABC. That's what that stands for. We meet every Thursday, and we talk about these topics on a weekly basis. And one of the things that we talk about is obviously how a lot of banks are launching their own stable coins, and that's because they need to just rebrand, repurpose the value that they provide to a different audience. So if it means launching a metaverse so you can find them, I wouldn't put it past them.
that's crazy.
Or launching a board game, so you know, so you believe in the bank. That's what Monopoly was.
No, literally, I was gonna say this still ties into Skylark tremendously. Because honestly, now I'm thinking about it, that would be a cool type of quest. It's like a Monopoly inspired quest, but then at the end you could find like treasure. Mm, I'm thinking it through.
I agree. Actually, one of the things that also I like about Monopoly is when I think about it in the context of let me share my screen. Uh, NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this open?
Hmm. But Monopoly takes too long. Monopoly takes you could pause on Monopoly. That's how long it takes. You could probably play Monopoly for like 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah, there is a Monopoly Mega Monopoly or something I believe that's called that goes a little bit faster because you have three dice
Yeah,
and yeah,
that's
but
better.
I agree. So one of the things that I thought about in the past and still think about to this day is like each of these here could
Mm,
be NFTs, and you have to basically buy these spots to own that spot on this board. So if people were to come to this website, that
Mm-hmm.
would serve as these would serve as real estate for people to purchase prime real estate, and this could be a game while your real estate is being purchased. So like people could actually land on your spots on your digital real estate and have to uh like experience something or or pay you for something like with X402 how you can basically turn any API call into a payment. Then imagine clicking on these properties. You own these API endpoints that are behind these pieces. It's not every time somebody actually comes to this monopoly board. It's a basically a I don't want to use the word conundrum, but it's a hodgepodge of it becomes an ecosystem of everybody who's paid for the NFTs to coexist within.
That's actually really interesting. But I think about the NFT, like, I guess being, I don't know if recycled is the word, but it would have to be like a bunch of them because if we're thinking about it as a board game, right? When as you collect these things, from the source, they would have to give out like multiples of them because you keep going.
Well, I'm only talking about the houses. I'm only talking about the property.
Oh, so if you like put property on it.
Yeah, no, I'm only talking about like the actual streets. So like each of these only have there's only one of these each in the game.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is like, what
Like
if
the
you?
chance cards and stuff like that. Yeah, I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I'm talking about if you keep playing the game though, because the game goes on. Like I said, it goes on. You keep going around. And I mean, you do keep collecting land, and then people can steal your land and all sorts of jazz. So
Yeah. Yeah, it could
it'll
get
be interesting.
complicated.
No, I'm not thinking it'd be complicated. I'm just thinking like what it could. I'm trying to think about what it.
Oh, the utility.
Trying to expand on it more of like, oh, how would it, like, what would it do, and also the jazz. So yeah, but that's interesting. Sidebar Monopoly.
Yeah. There's actually a Monopoly game now where uh so it's called Monopoly app banking.
Mm,
So it's the board game, but there's one phone. One person dedicates their phone to be uh like the camera slash QR code reader
that's crazy.
of the cards. So these cards have there's a lot of dynamic cards now that you can pick, and when you pick a dynamic card up, it can give different scenarios as you tap it on the screen of the app that you have to put on your phone.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like this digital, which is cool in terms of like if like this was Skylark and like if this entire thing was something related to Skylark,
Hmm.
I could see that being uh interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, look at the kids here. So we haven't really kicked today's conversation off, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video that we usually start off with for to create some initial conversation. And by the way, last week we talked about customer journeys. So this week we're going to talk about a little bit more about customer journeys, but we're going to talk about funnels and specifically to add more color to a specific type of customer journey. We're going to talk about the funnel journey. Uh,
Hmm.
so let's hop into this video on funnels. Let me share my screen first.
Who was on last week?
Hmm?
Was it
Oh,
just you?
Sarita came on for like 15 minutes,
Hey.
and then it was just me. Okay, let's get the show on the road.
What if you could turn complete strangers into loyal customers on
Really?
autopilot? That's exactly what the digital marketing funnel helps you do. Welcome to episode 2 of Digital Marketing Explained. Today we're diving into the marketing funnel, a framework that maps how people go from hearing about you for the first time to becoming loyal customers. We'll cover what the funnel is, the 4 key stages,
All right.
real-world examples. 1. What is a marketing funnel? A funnel is a visual way to understand how people discover, trust, and buy from you. At the top, you reach lots of people, awareness. As they move down, fewer people remain, but those who do are more likely to buy. The 4 main stages are 1. Awareness. They find you. Ads, search, social. 2. Consideration. They learn more, website, videos, reviews. 3. Conversion. They buy, check out, booking, sign up. 4. Loyalty. They return, refer, and promote you. The goal? Build trust at every stage. 2. Real example, coffee subscription brand. Let's say you run an online coffee subscription business. Here's how the funnel might look. 1. Awareness. A customer sees your Instagram reel on 3 coffee myths. 2. Consideration. They click your profile, read reviews, and browse your site. 3. Conversion. They sign up for a 30-day trial after seeing a limited time offer. 4. Loyalty. After enjoying the coffee, they get a personalized email plus a referral link they share with friends. Each step is intentional. You're not pushing, you're guiding. Great digital marketing doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like value at the right time. That's what the funnel helps you design. 3. Why it works. The funnel works because it follows human behavior. People don't usually buy the first time they hear about something. They need multiple touches, education, trust, relevance. When you map out your funnel, you're not guessing. You're building a repeatable system for awareness, engagement, and sales. Pro tip: start by writing down your customer journey. Then ask, what can I offer at each stage to help them move forward? Want to make your own funnel? Start with a simple sketch. How people find you. How you build trust. How they buy. How you keep them coming back. Comment below, what's one part of your funnel you want to improve? And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. So today we're talking about funnels. What's your thoughts on that video?
I thought that was great. I thought it was really informative. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I love when things break. I love seeing videos break topics down like that, especially visually, because you can have an idea, but when you have it sketched out, I don't know, it's really, really helpful. So I don't know. Looking at the 4 funnels, I didn't even think about loyalty as a funnel for it, but that makes sense as well because that means that these people, like, if you even think about artists, they have a loyal fan base, so that is their funnel. Like that's what helps keep that cycle going and helps them expand, their audience because people are like, oh no, these people are great, and it's like, oh, they are, and let's listen. Oh yeah, they actually are great, and then boom, 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 boom. So yeah, but honestly, I also think about how now marketing, all this stuff has kind of been a little skewed because some stuff isn't really that good, but
What you mean?
it's not a quality product. It just has good branding and marketing.
Oh,
The
the
object,
thing that's
the thing that's
being marketed.
being marketed. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess did you see the thing that happened with the Campbell Soup company,
No.
the Campbell thing? Okay,
Is this
it's
recent?
recent. So my friend sent to me, and essentially the CEO, so one of the higher up people, was caught talking on some type of audio clip recording, and he was just speaking about Campbell. Do you see it?
I'm looking in the news section.
Okay.
Bull's employee claims he was fired for calling out VP disgusting rant about coworkers, bad food for poor people. that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. It was what the recording was talking about. So that's the overall topic. But the what he was talking about, he was saying that Campbell soup. He said I wouldn't eat. He said I wouldn't eat that bleep. Like he was saying, like it's bioengineered chicken. That's 3D printed chicken and blah blah blah. He was saying on the jazz or whatever. And I was like, dang, like this is crazy. Like, and then at the end of the clip, the lady like drink at the end of the news clip, the lady takes a that's a drink, but like she spoons some soup. I'm like, why would you?
Yeah,
After hearing what that guy just said, I'm
she
never.
eating Campbell soup on
She
the
ate
show.
on the news. She ate it on the news because they were covering the story, and then at the end, she was like, "And blah blah blah." I was like, "Ew! Why would you? Why would you?" After the entire recording, this man. Bear in mind, what he said was terrible. All the things he said about people were terrible. But the thing that got me was what he said about like the bioengineered meat. I say all that to say that that's something that's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to eat Campbell's soup now. If you look at the ingredients of certain foods, like it's not all that great, blah blah blah. But because they have good marketing or because it's convenient, that's why people kind of keep going to it. So that's their funnel. It's like convenience can also be like a way where people just come to your thing rather than it's actually quality. And so yeah, I'd say yeah, that ties into my overall thing, which is that sometimes people have really great marketing, but it's not a quality product. And
Hmm.
that's always the thing that gets me because there are some amazing products that people have, but because their marketing is like trash, they are not able to, capitalize off of that. And this is when I start getting into my whole AI bag because I'm like, how can you use AI to help you with your marketing and your marketing strategy rather than just, you're just using it to like put out these AI videos. Like that's not just marketing, it's a whole strategy to it. And
Yeah.
so I always think about that too because there's a lot of quality work. People are making bowls by hand and, there's some companies that are making quality silverware and all sorts of jazz. And while it's also expensive in certain points, some things are less expensive because people are hand making these things. They're not on a massive, manufacturing scale, but
Hmm.
they're able to craft these things handmade and give them to a person or sell them to a person. They just don't have good marketing. Social media's kind of changed it for some people, but overall, it's like not really. So that's my
Yeah.
TED Talk. That was my
No,
whole.
I agree with you, especially on the point around like the stuff that's not good and being marketed. Uh, like there actually we were talking about last night. We had an event at the bookstore gallery, everybody, and before everybody showed up, we were talking about because we had a 3D printer, and when I pulled up with it initially, we were talking about as a group like 3D printing food, and yeah, and then the idea of 3D printing chicken came up.
You did bring that up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but and then the other thing to your point, like around like 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 meet what companies are doing well, right? Are meeting people where they're at, right? Or are hitting people, catching people where they're at. And I think AI. I know what you're saying from a strategy perspective, but one of the things I want to talk about today is how the funnel has um, how certain things has allowed for the funnel to be easier for some people now from a content creation standpoint, right? And we can talk about that and everything else. I'm gonna bring it back to this conversation, but before we jump there, I'm gonna hop into some Skylark updates. So let's hop over there for a second. Let's hop onto my notes. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to be talking about funnels. But before that, I just want to give you guys some updates on what's going on. Have a good and big announcement to make after we break down today's conversation. Uh, but first of all we're going to circle back to this conversation on funnels. But before that, I want to talk about the fact that we've been hosting a spaces every Friday at 2 a.m. with a community out of Nigeria, and it's been pretty fun. For the last 2 weeks we've been hosting spaces at 2 a.m. and the community out in Nigeria will join on spaces, and we'll host different quizzes and activations, and we'll do this live on spaces, and people will actually compete for money. So we've been doing this for the last 2 weeks. It's been pretty competitive. People actually come up on stage and express how upset they are that they didn't win, but they still express the fact that they had a good experience utilizing Skylark. So shout out to Crypto 911. Shout out to Engineer Sam. Shout out to Creed. You guys pulling that together and bringing your community on chain and showing people how utilizing Skylark can create that type of engagement, especially in like a spaces context. So that was dope. So again, appreciate you guys for doing that. So yeah, let's get back now to this funnel conversation. So yeah, my thoughts. Reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I've been reading this book. This called Click Here by Alex Schultz. He's the CMO of Meta, right? And the art of science of digital marketing and advertising. So I haven't read it per se, like actual reading. I have been listening to the audiobook, and I'm on chapter. Let's see, what chapter am I on in the audiobook? I'm on chapter 9, so I'm actually halfway through this book as far as the audiobook goes. But I go back and actually after I listen to the audiobook, I actually go back and like take notes on certain pages as well. So one of the key things that was brought up in that book, and why I wanted to talk about this in today's conversation, is a couple things. One, in the book, they talk about the funnel from a different perspective, right? They use a different. That dropped the book.
Wait, it's like a bunch of things dropped.
Yeah, the book hit my candle. My candle not lit. But luckily, my candle was not lit.
I would say, was your candle lit? No. What scent is the candle?
Sandalwood and smoke.
Did you get from Bodyworks?
I think I got this from Target.
Oh.
Like 2 years ago. Okay. So yeah, this book here. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So in this book, very early in the book, the author talks about his preferred funnel. Like there's many different ways to represent the funnel, but he talks about the IDA funnel. IDA funnel stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action, right? And interest and desire are separated because much like in the video, awareness is getting to know, having people know about who you are. And then interest is where trust is started to embedded more. People want to learn about, right? So there's a level of education and trust that needs to be instilled at that moment. And then this desire is one step past interest because now I can inform you about something, but now you come back to me and you desire to have this thing, right? And then action. And that means that you actually take whatever the step is. You follow me, you buy this thing from me, you you utilize the app. And part of the book actually made me think about like where you put people in that funnel, how you reach them at different stages matters. And um, uh, the action stage is very important because um, one of the things that it talked about is the medium of advertising, right? And I never thought about this, but as a founder of an app, right? When you want people to take an action, like in your app, even it would be weird if like the first time Meta, and this is an example he gave, right? When the first time when they introduced the ability to import your friends into Instagram, if that message was like on a billboard outside while you're driving down the street, how effective would that be if you're driving down the street and you see an ad from Meta saying you can import your friends, right? How effective would that be versus it being when you open the phone, when you open the app, and that's the first thing you see, right? And that's when I realized, like, oh, y'all count those as ads. Like the push notifications that apps send you and the nudges and the call to actions that they send you in the app, they actually consider that as as ads in terms of getting you to take action. So when they think about placement, putting something like a notification or a pop up or a push notification to you at the right time is advertising, because now if I get if I get a notification on my phone about something from Instagram, I'm going to take action. And even I think about that from a Skylark perspective, getting people, if your goal is to get people to use the app, you got to put different nudges in the app to kind of initiate some type of call to action. So I'm going to pause there though.
That's interesting. That's why I think a lot of people turn off notifications. I don't have any Instagram notifications. I try to turn, actually, matter of fact, I try my best to turn off all notifications for all apps so I am not that in tune. I actually don't like that mess. I don't like being pinged constantly because that's like, it's like stimulating you.
Yeah.
So they do play off the fact that people like stimulation, but it's like stimulation that's leading you towards like their thing. And sometimes I don't want to do their thing. I want to do what I want to do. And yeah, I definitely see those. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a push. Like, while that's happening, I see a drive for people to not want to have those on. People's phones are most of the time on do not disturb. Like, I'm one of those people. I'm closing off that, trying to create like sort of barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how the marketing companies are going to start trying to get around that, because that is a barrier that's starting to pop up where it's like, ooh, do not disturb. Ooh, I turn off my notifications. Ooh, now I'm deleting your app. Like
Yeah.
that's a funnel I see happening, because people think that it's so much marketing coming at you that you don't have the chance to just have fun anymore. I think things don't feel fun. They feel like, yeah, like corporate, businesses taking over doing their business thing. Can't be mad at the businesses, but can't be mad at the people either for being like, I'm done.
Good. Yeah. No, the notification. That's what you were saying was what I was thinking about too while I was reading that section, because I too don't have my notifications on. So because I don't have my notifications on, I don't think about the amount of times I'm being targeted. But in the way you are, like so and so just recently updated their app. I mean, recently updated their profile. Right? Like I don't even see those type of messages when it happens, but there are there were times when I left my notifications on, and I knew that that's how I was being sucked back in. Like, so and so just posted a picture. So and so just posted for the first time in a while.
So and so just liked your post.
So
That
and
you
so
just
just like
posted.
your post. Like, okay, thank you. So all that, for sure. But it was interesting to realize that to the nth degree, you have to, if you're building something, you have to think about that. Like, how do I get you to take this action? The informing you of that action that I want you to take may need to be, I may be informing you of that at the wrong place, right? So it has to be it has to be it has to be most likely closest to the place of action, which was the point in the book. And that's why his preferred methodology was the IDA approach:
Right.
awareness, interest, desire, and then action, right? And then the other thing that was mentioned in the book was uh, how that funnel basically takes into consideration um, marketing at different levels. So, for example, very early on, before domains were a thing, if you came to somebody and said, I have a domain website where you can buy domains, there was a big awareness problem that needed to be solved before that could come over well. So apparently when GoDaddy, right, really made it popular to own a website, now everybody is looking for it. The rest of the people who are launching these websites, the builders or domain name registrars, don't actually have to fight over the awareness funnel anymore, because now people are aware. They can start marketing from a desire action perspective, because though you may not have distrust with my brand specifically, you trust or you desire a domain address. So the problem of me spending time trying to get you aware and striking your interest, it doesn't matter as much. So the way I think about that when it comes to building Skylark or anything in crypto really is, I think crypto has the same problem. Like, I think there are people aware of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is a funnel for a broader sense. But then as you want to get people down to your product at the end of the day, maybe you have a DeFi platform. Awareness is Bitcoin, but actual uh, interests, you're gonna have to position, you're gonna have to transition the person that knows Bitcoin and wants to now have a little bit of interest to learn more. You're gonna have to do some education to transition them from awareness to interest and desire and action. But at least you utilize an existing uh, construct to introduce them into the space, that something that is already trusted. I already understand, the people understand Bitcoin. How can, even if you're not building something directly to Bitcoin, utilize the funnel of Bitcoin to bring them in? So I thought that was that was one of the best things that I've actually got out of the book so far.
I really like that. Yeah. It's like a sort of yeah, you take what people already know and so you can bring them to where you're at. It's like, you've heard about this. Now let me bring you to what I'm doing with that.
Correct. Which is why when you said AI, right, I think one of the reasons why AI videos work so well is because there's this level of awareness that people have with it. And even if I'm selling you chicken or sneakers or something, if you see an AI video, you're gonna stop and watch it. And at that point, you're not necessarily utilizing the AI video as a source of of informing the people of the technology. You're utilizing the technology AI a way that in a way that people are aware of this thing of this phenomenon that is happening, and you're capitalizing on that by utilizing the technology. It's the same construct as going and getting yourself an Instagram name or a domain name when it was the first time to be able to do that. Um, you're just adding more attribution to who you are as a brand and for ways for people to find you.
Mm.
It's like what you said earlier about the banks going to the metaverse, right?
Yeah.
The banks just want to be found.
Yeah. It's just making me think. What you're saying is making me think about something I've been thinking about. Is that with websites in general, right? Or anything we're building in general, we have to outsource to so many things, whether that be like uh, YouTube or Instagram, all this other jazz. But I love what websites, to me were like always really cool is that you could always kind of make them more personalized if you knew how to do so. And I've seen some really cool, websites online. I don't know if you ever heard of Arena, but Arena is like this more so art curation type of thing. But people post on there
How you spell it?
Arena. It's called Arena, and yeah, I use it to just find cool
What's the end? Is it arena.com?
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can. Um,
Arena Radio. That's what they want.
Arena. No, it's just it's. Let me. It's
ARENA.
ARE.NA. Yep.
Oh, ARE.NA.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they post a lot of cool sites on there. You can find some cool sites or whatever. And I haven't found anything I was doing this, but speaking to someone about we're talking about transmedia like sites. So having your site basically have all of the forms of media within your location. And I feel like before this would be something that sounds super crazy because we podcasting wasn't that big of a deal. Um, especially podcasting verbally and then also vodcasting, I think it's called vodcasting, so video podcasting. And then so having your videos out online and then newsletters, like all these different types of media that we have, right? Like all these different things, all scattered.
Hmm.
Everyone has to go to all these places. It's not fun because if I wanted to just find out about you, now I have to create an email for Substack. I have to create an email for YouTube. I have to create an email for all these things. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, when is the opportunity going to lie where like these companies no longer focus on having everyone go to all these places, they
Hmm.
have them all come to their site because their site is the hub. And so it won't be like this thing where we're trying to um, browse all these different things and put in our Google Gmail for all this different stuff. It's all in one location. And I'm sure there's a lot of caveats to why that hasn't happened yet. For instance, like with videos, you need something to host your video. You need some type of server to host your video, and videos take up a lot of storage
Hmm.
and all the other jazz. But there's still this like amazing opportunity there where it's like now people can just be on your site and like I showed you the whole World Labs thing where it's like imagine you have a whole world that now people are immersed in, but it's on your site specifically. I think that that's like it's just this opportunity here where in my mind I'm thinking, why am I trying to go all these other places and have people sign up for all these different emails for things I'm doing when they can just come where I'm and like sign up for me. And I say that I bring it up to just bring up the whole funnel thing of what people could do is like have this funnel where you use these other sources like YouTube, Substack, Twitter, blah 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 to funnel them into where you're at. I get that's kind of what Patreon kind of does and certain things like that with these like certain followings, but I'm
Hmm.
thinking about it on a broader scale of world building. So you're not just letting people be a part of your following; people are part of your world. And I think that's where a lot of these companies want to go. Hence why they jumped on the metaverse bandwagon so quickly and all these other things because they want to be a part of your world. AR is not that big yet.
Right.
Really feel like it. Give it another 5, 10 years, it will be a thing because you were going to be because people it's gonna it's. I don't know if you tested any of the AR tools. I used the Apple Vision Pros and it changed my life. Like I was like, wow. Like I did
Oh,
not know
I
that
went
this.
to the Apple store to use the Vision Pro, and they said I couldn't. Like nobody was touching it, and they said I couldn't use it because I had to make an appointment.
Wow. Well, I guess you have to make that appointment because it was crazy. And just the way Apple's kind of laying the groundwork for that, like I don't know if that's like very publicly, but to me it feels kind of secretly because of what they're doing with it. And then I mean Meta, they of course have their whole thing with like the
Yeah, the
Sam
one that's coming out.
the
Actually,
Sam
it's coming out next month for $700.
yeah. And I think but I'm talking about the
Oh,
model that you
the
released like
model on that I sent you. Yeah.
or whatever. And yeah, so like they're trying to lay out this groundwork for these like this world building. And so like I'm saying, it's like all these companies and corporations, they want to start doing this more. So it sounds so dystopian, which it can be. That's why you have to be very conscious of this, is that these companies are they're making all these funnels, but the real funnel is getting you a part of their world. You're in the Facebook world, you're in the um Twitter world, like you're a
Mhm.
part of this like world. I know it sounds like we basically do that now by being on the social media, but this is way more immersive because it's no longer playing off of just that one. I forgot what part of our brain social media triggers, but it's playing off of all your senses. It's playing off of your what you hear and what you see, and could be eventually what you smell and taste.
And they're collecting. They need, like you and I talked about this on Thursday, but they need those additional layers of physical data
Yes.
are more like journey based data to be able to achieve more better AIs.
To get to AGI, literally, that's why they have not. The AGI is not a thing. And you hear a lot of the really higher up people speak about AGI, and they're like, AGI is like, people speak about it's like, whoa, AGI is like, then the top people are like, we're nowhere near close to what you guys think AGI is going. We don't even probably know what AGI is going to be.
Hmm.
We're still trying to develop these models so they not only have the brain like a mental understanding, but they have a sort of physical understanding. They see a space, they experience the space. um, but yeah, I'm bringing it back to the funnel part of saying that this this whole funnel idea is so interesting to me because now it's like let's take the world building example of you have awareness of the metaverse, you know that it exists.
Right.
Now how can I lead you to my my world? Like it's this
It's the thread. It's like pulling them along the journey towards that thing. And
yeah,
I agree. Like even the way uh, companies are actually like when you say they want to be a part of your life. That I agree with that 100%. They don't want it to just be a billboard. They want you to have like the early days of the metaverse. Coca-Cola was advertising how you can go inside a game and uh, buy the Coca-Cola and then drink it and then get a power boost.
yeah,
Right. So now you're as a gamer, you're associating Coca-Cola with power boost. And then when you leave the game and you want a power boost, you're going to go buy a Coca-Cola, which is not going to give you a power boost, by the way, guys.
yeah. It's
Just
probably
letting
gonna
you
make
know.
you tired.
Obviously,
Big thing.
make you tired. Power boost, that's not Coca-Cola. But the point being that this is all part of that, funnel building. Um, there's another example of that. What game was that? Oh yeah, Fortnite. Obviously, so Fortnite has become a very, very, very successful way of doing this. They launch, uh, they partner with different ecosystems or different uh, influencers or whatever the case is. Because now, if I see LeBron James in Fortnite and I like basketball, but I don't like Fortnite, I want to play with LeBron James now. So I'm going to go and create my Fortnite account. I never played Fortnite. I mean, I played Fortnite before, but the most time I spent on Fortnite was the time that my right after I got the dot swoosh NFT from Nike, and then Nike announced that they were going to do a dot swoosh challenge, and you would get a special badge if you had the dot swoosh NFT and if you completed the challenge. So I was like, all right, I might as well go. I already have one of three. I might as well go complete this challenge. So I downloaded Fortnite, installed it on my on my computer, and then I went through the challenges and I got the two special got all the special badges. But what can these special badges do for me? I think it allowed me to unlock a Nike character. So I have this Nike character now in Fortnite, but I never play the game. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been back on the game since. So I did all that for the Nike character. So now the question when it goes back to the funnel is how do you make in the book it talks about resurrection users, right? How do you have somebody who came into your ecosystem for a specific reason and then they got what that wanted and they don't come back.
Mm. Um, that's so interesting. Honestly, the main way I could think that you would be able to come back is if you could sell that character. If they gave people the ability to sell it, because you may not want it, but somebody, a kid that plays Fortnite every single day, would love a new skin for their game. So it's like boom, now I can sell it. So I feel like that's an essential example of like an opportunity where people can like resurrect. It's like, oh, wait, this thing that I got from you guys, I can actually sell now, or it can be repurposed. Repurposing is, I guess, what the word I guess I would use that to resurrect someone to the thing is to repurpose what they came for. And so honestly, if you think that's actually so crazy to think about because that's kind of what TikTok forced all these other things to do. When TikTok first came out and you see the reels constantly or whatever. I wasn't a big TikTok person, but now it's everywhere. Reels are on everything. It's not just a
Real,
TikTok
yeah.
thing. But the company saw that people were leaving. Oh, I don't want to just post pictures anymore on Instagram. I don't just want to tweet on Twitter. I don't just want to do all these other things. Even though I
Mhm.
think with Twitter you could share videos, but they want reels. And I actually don't know if I've ever seen reels on Twitter. But anyways, so that's the point.
Um,
YouTube does reels as well now, right? So it's like these quick things. But people were going towards TikTok because TikTok had all the opportunity to do the reels. And then now these companies hopped on it so they can do it as well, right? And so now they are trying basically they did that so they could resurrect those people to
so
where they're at now. So honestly, that's kind of like a one example I can think of digitally. Um but physically, I could personally see um I could personally see that uh physical things getting resurrected. I have this people don't believe me, but I have this theory because I've been seeing it more and more of I'm an artist, everyone. That's why I didn't say earlier. I'm an artist. So what I see artists doing now, specifically musicians, they're making hardware and then
mhm.
they're selling it so people can listen to their music so they can go around these distribution channels, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of that, like
When that starts
3D
becoming
printed cassettes.
Yes. When that starts becoming mainstream, these companies are gonna be like, "Oh, wait, hold on. We also offer that service." As a matter of fact, for every artist that signs up for or releases music or blah blah blah, we'll give them a set amount of CDs that they can sell, right? So imagine like up and coming artists, like now if they can start selling their
Mm.
music with using Spotify. Even though I don't think people really enjoy Spotify anymore. I think Spotify is kind of going through its thing or whatever. I need
Oh,
to
the entire music industry is going
yeah,
through.
no, music industry is what it's going through. And but okay. Yeah. But what I mean is just like the discovery of music within Spotify, something about their algorithm changed. And so I don't think people really, really are enjoying it. And I saw someone post a new music platform. I need to check it out. Because I'm all into that, like finding just new ways to find new artists because Spotify just regurgitates what you're listening to now. It used to really like promote discovery, but it doesn't do that anymore. But anywho,
Yeah, let me know let me know the name of that platform that you
I
found.
will. I will share it with you. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that hardware is like this is a physical thing now because hardware has kind of died off. People don't really have CD players anymore. People don't make CDs or whatever, or all that other jazz, cassettes, any of that. What people do is
Mhm.
they just they're just like, oh, I'll just post it online and then give it to put it on. I forgot what the streaming service is called, and then they'll be on Spotify and they'll be on Apple Music, and these people will discover me. It's like, no, 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 that's not really how it works. Going back to the marketing funnel. And now it's like this whole new marketing scheme is that, hey, you guys want to support me as an artist? Buy my little digital card that I have that
Mm.
allows you to listen to my music or connects you to my music. The only catch with that is that let's say someone does like get that card and they're able to download your music, they could potentially just share it. So I would want to think about a system where people are able to, like, let's say you have an app that you build that
Yeah.
people are, when they use your physical thing, it connects to the app. So the music pops up in the app. Only the sucky part with that is that now that means people have to download an app. I just don't want people to
But
do these things anymore.
so I have a shirt downstairs that when you tap it, you can get access to the NFT. But if you go away from my shirt and 5 minutes pass and you try to access that same URL, you can't.
Oh, well then boom, that's it. So that way you can protect the artist, they can protect their music and make sure that people aren't just reselling it. Because that's really the caveat to that.
Yeah,
One, to protect artists' IP and all the other jazz, because artists are we gotta get that, gotta get our bread some way, somehow. And but also doing what you love. And yeah. So I say all that to say that those are kind of distinct funnels I see kind of happening. It's like, the
mhm,
reels was the previous example. I don't really know what's gonna happen with social media. I personally also feel like social media is declining. But I would say that, if you're using it as a resource, it's not, it's not. But with all the chatbots and all the AI stuff, I really don't think social media is going to have a really strong shelf life. Which hence why I'm speaking about the funnel of bringing people to your site, because the site is you. That's everything about you. That's your whole world that you've built. And maybe you do have some sort of chatbot that's kind of whoa. That's kind of it was loud. It's like freaking 10:15. Why are you doing that in the neighborhood? Anywho, um,
that's the perfect time to do it when nobody else is on the
oh
street.
my lord, I
I'm
guess,
joking.
yes, but yeah, this is like a thing where it's like now you're interacting with these, not like you have a almost like an NPC that's speaking with the people that are interacting are on your site if that's what you desire. But for the most part, it's you, it's your thing.
Right.
And so I think that that's 100% what we're going to start seeing happen, is that these uh these things are the way it's happening is kind of like dying down or whatever. I didn't mean to go on this like deep
No,
on this,
I agree with you.
but it's kind of all happening kind of like fast.
There's two things that I want to say to like what you're saying. Is one, just going back to the funnel piece, like utilizing AI or utilizing what people are familiar with to bring you into a space is why, like, understanding, like, oh, I can market Skylark in regards to features that have stable coins in that are stablecoin related, and bring people in, and then educate them and teach them about another feature in the app that was really where I wanted to bring you in the first place. But I had to start with something that you're aware of, and then coming back to your point around what was the last point of the point that you were making? Something about data. Uh, uh, I'll remember it. But like when I think uh about some of the broader like ideas when it comes to funnels and stuff like that, I am trying to now even the way I talk about Skylark, I try to use different language for different people. Right. So how you see it as an artist, or how someone sees it as a campaign manager on their trail, it can be contextualized in all of those different manners. But at the same time, you don't want to dilute your brand, right? Um, so there's a balance there. I think that people try to go after and achieve, because they shape shift their brand so many times to the point where when does it start falling out of being something that is recognizable or has its own face, and not just borrowing the faces of other things.
Yes. But that's why I say, I think that's why I keep thinking about like world building as this new part of like what fun I think could be with funnels, because it's just like, even think about streaming. Like streaming is such a big deal because you're part of someone's world, or at least the world that they built.
You get to follow them for a large extent of time of the day. And that was the thing I was going to say, was your point about world building. And I think about what's interesting about where we're at right now is like you and I know majority of Instagram is bots, right? Are bots.
Yeah.
And it's funny now that I think about it, because in essence, the metaverse biggest problem, as far as uh, the one of the things that was 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 like that was like project like extent like prohibiting it from going farther, was the NPCs, right?
Yeah.
NPCs in the game were just horrible. So like I had actually talked with one company that was trying to solve for that by having AI and NPCs that are always learning, and you can go and talk to them, and they can basically, really kind of become your friend.
Yeah.
And when I think about your point, though, however, on the world building towards your website, I do think it's going to be necessary, because even how I kind of want to build, I kind of have an urge to have some features in this new Skylark homepage, where like imagine you click on you learn about Quest, and at that moment in time, right there and then, there is an activation that you can participate in right at that moment, and it is an activation that teaches you how it gets set up, and then you go through it, and then you earn a reward that actually gets you 15% off the product, and now you just experienced it, and now you use it, but the entire product, that is a world, right? Because now, or it's an economy, but now what I can do with this spot is I can say, hey guys, there's this area on my homepage that is getting a lot of attention, right? And um, who would like to get their activation featured there, right? Now I can charge that person for doing that. So now that what I've created in the funnel, I can also carve out opportunity to monetize that spot because other companies who want to get discovered, it utilizing my funnel that I've created
Mhm.
and can do so.
Mhm. I think that's a great idea, and I do think that ties into the world building aspect because now people are, now it's leading people
Yeah,
into. It's like walking into I won't say walking into a cave because that's kind of scary, but like walking into like the woods, I guess. And it's like you're on a trail and you're going deeper and deeper and deeper, and you just keep going until I guess you loop back to the front, and you're like, oh, that was fun. I'll go again. That was fun. I'll go again and again and again.
right.
That's that loyalty aspect that at the end. But like the person goes in and they're like, I like this journey. So they complete the journey. They complete the journey and they liked it. So they would like to do it again, type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and so the book also talks about in the IDA model, it's called the IDA plus feedback loop because the first feedback loop is that loop when you want to do it again and you want it to tell your best friends to do it as well. And that's exactly what you want. You want to get people to that point where, did I just close myself out?
Yeah.
I was trying to minimize this. Yeah, you're trying to get people to come back, or tell somebody to join you on this experience. So next thing I did want to talk about was did you have anything else to say on that?
No, I got to say my little point about world building. So I'm good.
Yeah, we gotta build some worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have some important announcements to make.
Nova's going to bark at that. You just know.
Come make the announcement. Come make the announcement, Nova. Okay, everybody, we'll be making this announcement right now. So December 1st, we'll be leaving here and we'll be landing in Uganda on December Nova 3rd. Nova, you're messing up my announcement. Anyway, sorry for that interruption, everybody. Let me redo this again. That's right. We're heading to Uganda December 1st, and we're going to be there landing on December 3rd because after multiple plane hopping and traveling forward in time, by the time I actually step on Ugandan soil, it will be like the 3rd or the night time of December 2nd. So that will be an interesting trip. The last time I actually traveled that long was when I went to Japan, and that was 2018. That was the last time I've been to Japan. So it should be a very interesting thing. But the reason why this is happening is because Skylark will be partnering with SoonPay app, which is SoonPay is a remittance app where that much like Western Union or other remittance apps, they can be utilized. And this is a great actual use case as we're talking about funnels. They have an app. Their app is a remittance app. They're actually marketing as a remittance app. Who knows what remittance apps are? Everybody knows that what they are. So even though it has blockchain technology buried at the bottom of it, it's not being marketed as a blockchain platform. It's being marketed as a remittance app because that's how people are going to relate and engage with it, and they can learn about the super technical details later. So reason why we're going is kind of part of that. It's part of let me show everybody this thing that we're working on. Probably won't be able to show you guys entirely though. So this is being worked on right now. I got to finish this off. But you can see Soon Pay. Welcome to Soon Pay Exploration Quest. Tap continue to participate in the quest and learn about the value we bring to individuals, businesses, governments, and educational institutions conducting remittances. Right. So this is all this site here is powered by Skylark, and first the user is gonna have to download the app and then submit proof that they did that, and then that will get them to participate in the quests that are behind here. Now, I've been vibe coding this all day, so I actually quote unquote locked myself out of it. What I mean by that, folks, is that I can't actually proceed past this page until I finish coding. I didn't code the rest of what was supposed to happen next.
Yeah.
So I gotta go fix that. But if you can see through this modal here, you can see that there are some quests that are going to be activations that are going to be underneath these categories down here. So once you get past the screen, you get access to that. So I'm just building this out, and this will be live for the students that are in Uganda. So part of the journey is onboarding these students, are making them aware of Soon Pay through this exploration quest. Right. So this is an example how Skylark becomes a funnel enabler. Because by the time you go through these activations and quests, you are aware, you're starting to build interest, then you have the goal. The goal of the quest should be by the time you are getting towards the end, you have a desire to take action. Oh yeah, and by the way, we gave you a reward, so that should even nudge you even further, right? So that is kind of what we're building here, and I got to finish this up. Go work on it after I get off this call here with you guys. But that's a major announcement that we're making. We're going to actually post about it in the next 24 hours. So be on the lookout for that.
Yay!
On Instagram.
Cool.
Yeah, yes, thank you. So other updates. Our toy drive, our holiday drive kicked off yesterday. So, and I went back to the bookstore gallery today and I checked out. We got even more stuff in there. So thank you everybody who came out. I guess today, because there are people who weren't able to make it last night, but took some time to come through today. And I know some stuff are going to be dropped off at our ABC location as well tomorrow. So we're making progress. I'm trying to figure out a way to digitally track this, but some things don't need to go overboard. You don't gotta put technology and everything.
You just do a spreadsheet or a list. I guess. Honestly, you just get a pen and paper, just have everyone write their name and what they donated. That's it.
Yeah. Don't gotta make it too complicated.
Yeah, no.
But so that's going well. That and for everybody, again, if you're in the Atlanta area, you can come and drop things off. And we'll be running this until December 21st. So we're actually going to be hosting another event, which we're going to announce soon. This week, we're going to be hosting a follow-up event to the event that we just held. This one's going to be on December 21st now, and it's still going to be at the bookstore gallery. And we're going to have another 3D printing party. Yay! On the 21st of December. So you still have a chance to get 3D printed items. You still have a chance to donate all month. And if you want to come to the next party, you have to bring something again. So this is the season of giving, and that's what we're doing over here. You want to update the people with anything about yourself, about your life?
Me?
Yeah, you don't have to. But
Um,
if you, this is the updates. This is the like the round out updates of the segment of the show.
okay, yeah. I'm updating my website, so I'm fixing that up.
Mm-hmm.
And been writing a lot more, trying to get my newsletter up and running at a better pace. I have a newsletter, guys. It's called Mindscape, and yeah, I want to get that going a lot more because, like, this world building stuff is really intriguing to me, and I want to share more about that because world building. I'm not just talking about it in the digital, but also in the physical, and like this whole concept of building our own reality is really, really like
Mm.
strong to me because I think that as people, we have that power to build our own reality, and then it can extend now to the digital.
I see what you. I now understand what you were saying like a couple of days ago, especially with the real with the tracks, the courses that we were talking about.
You
If
see
you
what
could
I'm saying? You see my
if you
mind?
could build a world now where if I'm going on that track and now I have my phone, but I'm walking around Italy.
Yes. Think about it. So now it's like this is just you're in a whole other space, but now you're able to experience this world. And then if you're also but now if you're at that location that the world exists, you can go visit it. And it's similar to how movies are like or TV shows like with The Wire. Everyone wants to go to that couch or with I was speaking about that scene in Breaking Bad where he throws the pizza on the roof. How was an accident? I don't know if you know that, but when he did that,
I
it was an accident.
haven't
He was,
seen Breaking Bad in such a long time. But
oh
it was
well,
a great show.
it's a great show, but there's a scene where he tosses the pizza on top of the roof of the house, and it was an accident. But I found out that people actually would go to the house and throw pizza on the roof, and the people that lived there had to move out because of that. So that's terrible. But thinking about that, and so I'm
No,
glad.
you know, sorry not to cut you off.
No, go yeah.
With what you brought up though, there is actually uh, uh, a experience where people can go and relive the Titanic.
What?
Like they can uh, they can sign up to be. It's in a controlled environment,
That's
so
really
you're not gonna die. But
interesting.
so
That's crazy.
but you get to experience what it's like to be sinking and then
Why?
try to get off.
Sometimes it's just why. And I know, like, yeah, sometimes it's just why. Like, oh, I just want to imagine what they were going through. Why? Why do you want to imagine what they were going through? It was terrible. It was horrible. Obviously, most of them died. So,
But
yeah,
what about now going back to what you're saying though, especially from a video game concept,
yes,
right? The comp I was listening to I was where I heard about that, right? Um, the podcast I was listening to was also questioning the other mediums that happens in. What if you were getting the opportunity to play a game where it said save the people from 9/11, right? And
that's great.
your goal as a character in the game is to prevent 9/11, go inside the towers and save people or prevent the planes from
Yeah,
crashing.
yeah.
What? Yeah. Like
I'm sorry. Like, I thought you were going to keep going. I was like, yeah,
no,
like,
no,
okay.
no, I'm done. You can go.
Oh no, sorry. I was just like, I was letting you extend it. So basically, what you're saying is that people are creating or game of. Mm, they're creating like games for
They're creating
alternate
their
scenario.
worlds. They're creating worlds to
Creating worlds.
to
Like alternate scenario. So alternate like 9/11 never happened, or let's say uh let's say I'm trying to think of something else that happened. America was never founded. Something
Mhm.
like crazy things
They
like
have
that.
games like that. They have games where you can pick a country and attempt to conquer the rest of the world.
Yeah, that is so interesting. Um I think that's definitely what direction I'm speaking about, because what we're thinking about, and again, this is my artist mind like speaking, because I'm just like I'm seeing a common thread between all of these situations happening. Because the music industry is not just changing, the film industry is changing. Anyone that's in Atlanta has seen what is going on there. And I mean, I saw the writing on the wall a couple years ago, but it's definitely apparent now.
Wait,
And
what's the parent?
the film industry is changing. Like
What?
it's
How?
like its own little. You said how?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's economic right now, but I would say the film industry is always a telltale sign that something is going on economically. I mean, when '08 happened, like you had I think the writer strike happened in '08. It might have been '07 or whatever, and then something else happened. But it was like continuous things happened, and then it was like a really odd time during that time period, like 2007 to 2009. Except for actually, did Iron Man come out during that time period? That's when Marvel started getting this thing or whatever. Anywho, it's like these weird pockets in film where you see like there's a shift, and then for now, for what's happening currently is that you see that people that I know personally are not are not able to get jobs on set. Um, well, people that are very senior are struggling to get consistent work. It's more so the consistent work,
Mm.
because especially during COVID, even though COVID was happening, I know a lot of people that are getting consistent work. They were getting a lot of work. Then we had the writer strike because of AI, and then we had I think the actor strike as well. So we had boom boom. Those two things kind of slowed things down, and then you have the what I would say is also going on economically, but also the shift that's happening in the industry with the tools that they're using. But I think they're using that as just like an excuse. But I say all that to say that these shifts. I hope I explain what's happening with the shifts, but all I'm trying to say, people are not getting as much work, and you can even see with the movies that they're putting out, they're just regurgitating things. I found out they're making a Cars live action movie. That's how far gone we are. That's how bad we are in this going
Cars live action movie.
live action Cars. Why?
So it's just cars. It's just being cars. It's like Fast and Furious for
Look
kids.
it up. Look it up right now. They're making a Cars live action film, but they're recycling these movies and all that stuff, and they're like, oh, and I know so many people that have so many like fresh ideas, and there's so many directors and filmmakers. They just have so many amazing things, and Atlanta is really special because it has a really great filmmaking community, especially independent filmmakers. There's so many great independent filmmakers here, and yeah,
They want
it
to cast Tom Holland for it.
they want to cast. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like, so it's things like that that are happening that lets me know that the industry is changing. But what is happening, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not that person. But you can always just sense a shift. Um, and I had a thought on that. Sorry, because I was talking about the music industry is shifting, film industry is shifting. Pretty much all these creative industries are just changing. And I have had this speculation. I always say that I came up with this idea that the the difference between an opinion and a fact is speculation, or the in between of an opinion, a fact is speculation,
Mm.
because you don't really know. So I'm speculating here. This is not a opinion. It's not a fact. It's speculation. So it's like that weird middle ground. I could be wrong, but to me, that's why I feel like speculation is. It's like a mix. Anywho,
Oh, it's like speculation is like a
a mix of the two.
hypothesis, even towards proving what you have
Yeah,
perspective. Right.
it could be right. it could be factual, or it could just be you just talking, and that never happens. But to me, I see a lot more people. It's gonna be really brutal. A lot more people drawing back to focusing on independent creators, which is why you see so many people just becoming content creators and doing these, having their own thing. But
Mm,
the content creation is a funnel to get you to their thing. So, oh, I'm a content creator, but I make films. So now you can come support me in my films. Oh, I do this content creation to funnel you to my music. I do this content creation to funnel you to my paintings. I do this it leads you to my thing.
correct.
But what's going on right now are it's like all the distribution channels are scrambling. I don't know what's going on with them. Like all the big music companies, they're pushing artists I think are like all right. All the film
You're
and
pushing AI artists too.
they're pushing AI artists, and it's just not going to fly. Like what people love certain things because they have a certain authenticity to them. And you will see AI artists become a thing, but what again is where I come back to the physical. People are gonna want to come back to like, oh, like this person can play the guitar live, or this
Yeah.
person can do this thing, that, and a third, or this person I went to their film and I got to see it live. And yeah, and like I said, it's coming back to the individual. Now, where AI does have the opportunity, if you don't want to use it for your creative stuff, it gives you the opportunity to, like I said, build these worlds, to build this world. Like now you can totally revamp your site, your website, and all the other jazz. So you can now have people funnel toward, like they're funneling towards your site, and it's your world that you have.
Experience.
And this is where I am speculating that things will go. I have no proof, but from what I'm seeing and from where how industries have shifted, it typically starts with people, independent creators, independent entrepreneurs that are just building and creating. And then companies see what's going on because that person is getting traction. It's like, oh, we need to do that too.
Hmm.
And so I think that more artists are going to do a lot more of that. And I want to be kind of really spearheading, I guess, or piloting that idea and concept because I don't know for sure. Like I said, it's speculation. But I do think that there's a huge opportunity there for, like I said, it's not just artists, it can be regular people that have whatever they want to
Storytelling skills.
storytelling. And that's why it's storytelling. It's very much storytelling.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I get so like kind of caught up with people when they're like, oh, like you're making AI films. Like that's one particular medium I'm using to tell a story. Like these are things you can use to tell stories. And it's all about craft and curation and all these other things now. And yeah, I think that there's this huge opportunity for, like I said, independent. I guess I'll say independent creators. So it's not just people don't just like think like, oh, she's only speaking about artists. I'm speaking about people
Hmm.
now have this opportunity to like build things, but it's up to the individual. I can't really, you know, tell you and like do all that other stuff, whatever. I know that there's the other catch where people are like, well, people are just want convenience. Like they'll just want you to do the thing for them. But in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, that's true. But these tools now allow you to build whatever. Why would you just want someone to build the thing for you? But I guess people are like that. But to me, artists are artists. They're going to create. And I don't know. Like I said, this could all be in just me, how I am as an artist right now
I like.
currently.
I mean, I think about the part in regards to what you're saying. Uh, Often, I think about the physical piece. Like, I definitely think physical experiences are going to be a premium. And even like I went to go get my vaccine shot today, and I was talking to the lady at the vaccine place, and uh, we had a conversation talking about AI, and she was talking about how she hates AI calls and how she would never do business with anybody who outreach is AI,
Mm-hmm.
which is a larger, which is a common use case, which these companies are selling AI for.
Yeah.
But therein lies an opportunity as a person to get up, walk down the street, start knocking on business stores and say, hey, I got this product. You mind if I talk to you for 15 minutes about it? That's not happening.
No, but and this is the thing too, right?
I mean, sorry, let me phrase that. That's not happening as frequent, and when you do it, you're gonna be held to a higher standard
because you're meeting people.
because you're being personable. You're coming out. You're not just pushing the ad to me. You're coming to me, and you want to learn my problems. You're gonna have. So I'm actually looking forward to getting outside and knocking on doors and talking to people,
Right.
because it helps build trust.
Trust because they see you, because this is this is why I was speaking earlier about the internet changing, because now I no longer want to go on all these different things because it's so noisy. I just want to find you. And so when you go to the place of business, now you knock out all the noise. It's just you. You now have a chance to, speak to someone directly. And like I said, the funnel of them coming to your site, imagine you have someone, the site is your world. So it's like, and this is, again, I'm speaking from my experience as an artist, like the world I want someone to be involved in with me is like, I'm very inviting person. I want you to, kind of see the different things I'm thinking about. Almost like it's like, yeah, it's like a sort of canvas. It's my canvas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my site is my canvas, and I can now have you be a part of the different aspects of that canvas, right? And now you're immersed in it. And then that also can lead me back to you as a person in the physical. So I'm very, very it's just funny speaking about this. I'm very, very consumed with the idea of digital and physical, and
Yes,
just being
yes,
being super invested into both, because I think both are essential for where we're going
in the
in the
future.
future. And again, that's my speculation, because I could be wrong. Maybe something happens to where it's purely digital. I mean, physical, where the internet could just go down, and it's just all physical. But that's still, understanding the importance of physical will help you maintain in that arena, and then also being able to understand the digital will help you understand that arena. But they coexist, like digital, like you say all the time, like
Yeah,
they coexist. So it's really, really important to live in that. And I think that's when I start thinking about world building. I'm like, wow, therein lies the true opportunity to where you can exist in the digital and physical, because this is your world. Like, this is your world. This is your world from your perspective.
right.
Um, and now people get to see it get to be immersed in that. And it's so funny because I'm trying to think about what his name is. His name is Peter Gallison, and he speaks
Who's that?
he's an author of this book called Subjectivity or Objectivity, and he speaks about the objectivity of an image, and
Mhm.
essentially, or subjectivity of an image, and how essentially the things that we see are subjective. So how I look at the world is going to be completely different than how you look at the world, not just perspective, but actually visually. Like, what
Right.
I'm seeing is not what you're going to see. And so I found out about him because Aperture has a magazine series, and they're speaking about what's happening with data and images and all this other jazz, and how um, he has a quote. I want to look up the direct quote because it's actually like such a good quote. He says, I have it written down because it's one of my favorite quotes. Um, he says, the image is an integral part of this new matrix of power that we don't really understand where it is going or what it will become. The searchable, cheap image, the archives of our lives. These will, I am sure, transform our way of life and our concepts of power. It's one of my favorite quotes. And I think it's one of my favorite quotes because he is, like I say, in the magazine, he's speaking about what's happening with images and
Mhm.
data, and also how this it's kind of just like it's creating this power structure. Bear in mind, this was from 2014 or 2013. This This book was from 2013, right when they were, getting all these models were starting to kind of get, I guess you could say, better, and especially for image generation and also the jazz. Like I'm trying to think, what's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name, but he's the reason that image generators exist. I wish I could think of his name right now. Ian Goodfellow. Ian. His name's Ian something. I can't think about it, but he's the reason why we are able to do certain image generation. Anyway, let me not get sidetracked because I'm trying to get to this point of he's speaking about the how what we see is not necessarily not that what we see is not real, but in a way it's not. And he was speaking about
Perception.
perception. Thank you. And how
Yeah.
images. Oh, this is what he was speaking on primarily too. How encyclopedias they actually used to be sketched by artists. So if they used to be sketched in, so somebody would sketch an orange, and
Mhm.
they would have to manipulate the orange so it could be the ideal orange. So people read, encyclopedias like, okay, this is an orange, right? But how even when cameras were invented, images were still being manipulated. So those things were being manipulated. Like, so they would take a picture of an orange and the orange would still be manipulated. So essentially they would do Photoshop, their version of Photoshop or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They would it up. And so he was saying that for the longest time. So everything we think we've seen that's, oh, like this is accurate, even when it was just made by hand, it was technically not because they manipulated it. And then so as cameras and everything has advanced, things are still manipulated. And
Mhm.
so as we go into this whole, I say all that to say that him talking about the data, the archives of our lives, these will I'm sure transform our ways of power. He was speaking about how now that we have phones, it's so convenient for us to just take a picture. We can just do whatever, capture these little moments in life.
Right.
And it's easier to do. It's so funny speaking with people that are, I'm younger. So it's always funny speaking with people that grew up in like went to high school during the 2000s and me being
And,
like, oh, like, where are your pictures from your, when you were in high school? It's like, oh, I would have to go to my family photo book and get like the pictures because not everyone has a camera. Not literally
no,
not.
I didn't get my first. I got my first phone in my senior year of high school, and my first cell phone when I was a senior in high school, and I had. Let me share my screen.
I'll say, wait, what year did you graduate?
High school,
Yeah,
2005.
2005. Okay. Do you still have any of those photos?
I mean, I didn't have any photos. To your point.
Right. So think about how the iPhone has made it so convenient for you to take photos, right? So and back then everyone had the digital cameras. So you took a picture with a digital camera, right? Or am I
Yeah.
wrong? Again,
This is the phone.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
This is the first phone I had right here.
This is crazy.
So there was no camera.
I want to get a flip phone. I've actually been really tempted. I've been going back and forth about it.
And then I upgraded to uh Motorola Razr.
Oh my god, a Motorola Razr is crazy.
Not this edition, the
Mm-mm.
old school
Yeah,
edition.
like one of the older ones. When you would hang out, would you close the phone like?
No, I just liked it because it was sleek looking.
Oh well, I always thought it was funny when people.
But people, ah! Yeah, this one. And then after I had the Razor, I had the BlackBerry Pearl, which was my favorite phone, actually.
I was gonna ask you if you had a BlackBerry. Wow.
This was actually my favorite phone. For a while, which one did I have? I think it was this one. yeah, it was definitely like,
Oh.
I think it was like this blue one. But yeah,
Yeah, but
that was the first time I had a phone that had a camera.
so this proves my point. What I'm saying, right? So it's like
2
back
megapixels.
back then, I think 2 megapixels is crazy. Oh my gosh! But it proves my point because back then you know primarily would use a digital camera, right? And then we moved on to iPhone, which has then made it convenient to. I mean, obviously, and they showed like them having the 2 megapixel camera on BlackBerry, which is crazy. But like iPhone, now you can take pictures and the convenience of the image, right? Like we've now made it to that point. And I started thinking about it, especially more recently. This quote, it just constantly lives in my head because I think about how this came out in 2013 and all the data that they started to train on all these models and all this other stuff, and especially with images, how all that's just super important. And it made me start thinking, like recently, it made me start thinking back to the whole world building and accessibility, right? So it's like it's a new level of accessibility. Now that we've all taken all these pictures, now the next level is what's the next level? Which, and to me, the next level could be spatial. So the next level is spatial. So it's like we have all these 2D photos
Let's
and
put them
spatial.
into, yeah.
Wait,
No, we have all these 2D photos. Let's put them to work.
let's put them to work. So it's like how is that going to open up this opportunity for more of that? And so it's just something I think about constantly, even though spatial reasoning and all those other things has existed for a long time. The accessibility point has been it's been really hard to get in there.
Yeah.
And sorry, go.
No, I said yeah. I think it's gonna get easier, but keep going.
No, I'll say, and I agree.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I really like this quote, because I'm like, okay, now not only does it put in the frame of mind that it's going to get easier, it's also that we also have very, very valuable data on our phone, hence our images and all this other stuff that allows, now it's going to allow people to be a part of our worlds and all this other stuff. So I'm just constantly thinking, I'm constantly thinking about this type of stuff because first thing, I find it fun. And two, I just think that like I said, the industries are changing. And so it's back to the individual to think about these sort of kind of creative opportunities. And what is it going to look like? I don't know. But my speculation is that we're going to see a lot more world building, and not just done by people. It's also, I do see corporations tapping into it. Because did I speak to you about the whole Uber thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, Uber is you know, not Uber is but essentially, Waymo is a thing, and there's, people are saying that Waymo may push out Uber, but Uber still has such a vast amount of data that it's like they are just sitting on a wealth of data that they can now repurpose for something else. And to me, I think that's world building. And yeah, I think it's going to be super, super interesting seeing that transpire more and more. And even Stability AI with EA, like that collab. I don't know if you heard about that.
EA is
EA and Stability. They just announced a collab maybe 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
And so I'm telling you, all these AI models that are they're all trying to get into world building. They're all trying to get into these experiences, and hence I think that they're going to drop the accessibility layer.
EA has partnered with Stability to develop AI models, workflows that empower artists, designers, and influence how content is built.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's definitely, if I think about that as a medium and electronic arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
As the name of a company, um, almost makes you want to go back and understand like what was the Wikipedia say about electronic arts. It's a video game company
Yep.
that was founded in 1982, right? And I already knew that. But what I mean by I'm raising this conversation up because as we go into the future, I think it's just going to be a hodgepodge of steam, right? Like everything that will be dope will have to contain all five elements, right? Of it. Some science, some tech, some
Engineering,
engineering, right?
art, math.
Some art and some music. And
Oh, music, not math.
huh?
Okay. I said music, not math. That's so interesting.
No, math is the M in STEM, but I'm saying music because engineering we kind of said that already.
Or
Anyway,
if we were to switch it up, it would be
we
sound.
also said the arts. The arts is
Yeah.
music. So you get what we're trying to get at. That
Yeah.
this, in my mind, when I see this, this tells me that EA can get into the partnership space with brands and start building commercials, but these commercials are gamified experiences, right? And for them, it wouldn't be that hard because we're gonna co-develop models for you guys. So now you need a gamified experience. Let's go to stability, and it will run our EA models, and you'll get what you need.
Yes. And my only thing is, I'm wondering if they're going to make it open source or not. So,
Yeah, that's a good question.
because if they don't, then that may not happen. But if they don't, we won't get that. But if they do make it open source, the things people are going to be able to build and
Mhm.
essentially gamify with that, and it's just really, really, it's so interesting. It literally keeps popping in my mind because little things keep happening. I saw the stability AI thing. I saw the what else I see? The World Labs thing
Mhm.
and the Meta Sam thing. Like there's this
Yeah,
in
yeah.
or even like if you look at Waymo's and just seeing how they have that camera, so they're capturing all this footage of the city and how basically this company is going to be sending all this data of what it's captured of these cities and and places.
Mhm.
It's like what this what who's going to buy that data, or are they ever going to sell it, or is it going to be this thing now where they can use that to start having these digital worlds? I don't know. I really don't.
I I go on the street now, and there's those kiosks, and you can go inside there. You can use the photo booth, take a picture. So recently, I've been wondering about where those pictures go because, like, for one, I think it's a violation that can happen because my child could just walk over to the machine, start tapping it, and start taking pictures of themselves,
Yeah.
and no one knows where. So actually, I feel like that company might be breaking the law, but or just might could potentially be sued because they're not collecting consent at the point that the child is utilizing this device to take pictures of themselves, right? So I just thought that was interesting. Um, uh, you want to say anything else before we start to wrap up?
No, that was the last bit.
Okay. Now this is good. I love this conversation. This was organic, guys, and actually we end up talking about. We started talking about funnels, but then we started talking about world building, and I agree with Layla 100%. That is going to become a funnel in the sense where you want to bring people from point A to point B. You can build that entire experience, and if you're very savvy with these tools, you'll be able to make your awareness stage, right? You'll gamify it where it's like, hey, this 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 thing here is again, I have a product, and your goal as the player is to get to level 5, which is the level 5 is the purchase level, but you're gonna have to battle on level 1, and you're gonna have to learn about what my thing is, my product is, right? And nowadays you can say that exactly what I just said. Learn about product, take that prompt, give it to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT to say turn that into a game scenario, and now the person is battling it out, but learning about awareness, getting awareness of your product, and there's now level 1, 2. They have to actually do something, get another game but this time it's contextually feeling like they are getting more taken towards desired routes. And then lastly, they're interested so much that they go ahead and buy it. And that I know I'm saying it's kind of a bit convoluted, but in time you could get there. You could have that end-to-end experience in your website, to your point, right?
Yeah.
And having that be a journey in itself, it definitely takes people into a new level of creativity to know that I can basically bring you in and keep you active here. But yeah, that's all we have today. So a couple more final announcements. Tomorrow, make sure you tap into TCK recap spaces or TCK spaces, and also make sure you tap into the Telegram, Skylark Telegram, right there in the bio on X. You can check us out. Come on in and chop it up. We're gonna have some, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna have some activations coming up. We have our weekly quest sessions with the Quiet Catalyst out there in Nigeria. So say what's up to them. But that's it pretty much, folks. I gotta go and get ready for this Uganda trip. So I gotta do a couple things. I gotta go finish that website that I talked about, and then I gotta go
And I gotta go rest.
Yeah. You gotta go sleep. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Episode 5. Next week, episode 6. And any outro? Anything you want to say, Leah? Outro?
Bye.
All right, Leila. Thank you for joining.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
See you later.